What's up, guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. I think there's a lot of talk in the sort of, boxing sphere between Ben Shalom and, am I in focus? Yeah, Ben Shalom and, Eddie Hearn, whereas what's happening between them. Obviously, as we know that Khan lost the fight, I think Brook TKO'd him in the 6th round, and it was a pretty one-sided fight. However, in that fight, there was a one sort of, there was a rematch clause to which if Khan wanted to trigger it, or either way Brook wanted to trigger it, they can trigger it and fight again. However, the problem is happening here now is that as it was so one-sided, then does it really avenge a rematch? However, from the talks that's coming from Ben Shalom and Amir Khan's training camp, there's a lot of talk of where I think there's been maybe from Khan or maybe from his sort of team saying that he didn't have enough time to prepare and there was something missing in his training camp. Prepping to this fight, he mentioned that how Kell Brook had a six months training, but he just had like a 6 to 12 weeks training. I don't really want to say they're excuses, but it's just one of those things where I feel like it's hurt Amir Khan's ego to a point where he wants to be that. He wants to have that one up in him. Me personally, I don't think he should go for the rematch. I think he's done a lot in his career and for boxing itself, and he should retire and don't let his ego get the best of him because you're always one punch away from getting badly hurt. On the other side of things, I think a lot more talks certified these rematch talks is where I think Amir Khan's team has asked Eddie Hearn's team for step-aside money if he wants to fight. If Eddie Hearn, wants Conor Ben to fight Kell Brook. Now, this is interesting. Eddie Hearn has recently come out in interviews saying that he is not prepared to give any step-aside money because in his head he feels like if Amir Khan is going to retire, why does he have to give step-aside money? So he's not prepared to give any step-aside money to Khan if Khan's asked for it, firstly. And he would just want Khan to fight Brook. I don't think. I feel like there's a lot of voices in Khan's camp right now. I know he was in Dubai, he's in England now, so it'll be interesting to see how that fight plays out. Because looking back at the fight, Khan was just a shell of himself. And now, let's say if Ben Shalom and Kell Brook they come together and try and make the fight sense. What can Khan do? Let's say the fight will be in for instance, next July. What can Khan do to change that? Do you know what I mean? There's no point going to another trainer. His fitness. I mean, what the main problem with the fight was his timing was off, and the chin that he had unfortunately couldn't keep up that punch resistance, which he could have kept a few years ago. I think Khan should have retired, in my opinion. Retired after the Canelo fight, because I think that was the last time we really saw the best of him, before he got knocked out. Even though he got knocked out by Canelo, he was really putting it on him. He was jabbing him, the timing was there, the punches were landing. If you look at the fight, I watched the fight yesterday, and I could see that none of his punches were actually landing. His footwork is all over the place. It's like his footwork was saying something else, his punches were saying something else, and it was just maybe in a weird way, the Phil Greco fight was in fact a sort of a curse for him, because it made it seem like he's back, but he was never really back after the sort of, And I'm a really big fan of Khan, and I'm really a big fan of what he's done in the sport. However, I do feel like he needs to just keep it in, because I just can't see no one at the moment, especially Khan fighting, that it's gonna be at the top level. He needs to spend time with his family. Ben Shalom recently did come out in an interview saying that he's a fighting man and he wants to fight. I can see him doing Mayweather exhibitions and doing major sort of sports events in Dubai. I think he's a WBC Middle Eastern ambassador or something. So I think he should still stick to those, unless he knows in his heart that he can beat him, and there was something majorly wrong in the past sort of camp that he had. Then maybe go for that rematch, because I don't want to see he has been a lot of British Asians idol growing up, and you don't want to see him lose and go out like that again on his back. Um, and it just, it's just sad to see that, obviously. And Kell Brook, obviously, I would like to see him as Eubank or Ben, or either retire as well. So I feel like maybe we're gonna find out in a couple of weeks, maybe not even a couple of weeks to be fair, a couple of days to see what the cause of with the rematch. I think there is a date for whether he can sort of trigger that rematch clause. So it'll be interesting to see. I feel like just retire and just call it a day. He's had a fantastic career. There's no point fighting on for what extra like 10-15k or 10-15 million pounds, sorry, dollars. So yeah. If you like the video, guys, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments relating to the video, please comment below.